addressing socially acute questions in science classrooms in secondary cycle 2 in Quebec, a portrait of declared teaching practices. Penda Diop from Université du Québec à Montréal will give the presentation. First, we will present our work plan through 4 axes. Firstly, the context of our research project. Next, we will present to you the elements of the problem which will lead us to the research question. And in a third step, we will deploy the framework to finally end with the method we plan to adopt. Relative to the context, we can add that science teaching, which is at the center of concerns in several education systems, guarantees a scientific culture to students. In this way, the development of scientific cultures is a major axis in many reformed scientific programs. Virginie describes this objective of developing scientific culture as a social project, in which scientific education should lead students to make choice in a social dimension where science is involved. In this sense, we have oriented our research towards an approach which provides information or knowledge about social scientific controversies at school, and more precisely in teaching practices for knowing the state of knowledge in this level. We found a lack of knowledge regarding teaching practices in the implementation of socially acute questions. According to Virginie, there are few studies focused on teaching practices in socially acute questions. Literature teaches us that the treatment of socially acute questions in class is not a method widely adopted by teachers. In another research, we learned that it will be interesting to explore and identify the practices actually carried out. And then, our research question is, what are the declared teaching practices in science classes in the second cycle 2 in teaching social acute questions? In the framework, the first concept written is teaching practice, which means the implementation of a teaching method in class and with students. In this first concept, namely teaching practice, we will study declared practice with described teaching practice based on what teachers say. And so we will be able to study declared practice with service for understanding multiple dimensions of teaching. We can also study declared practices with case studies. And in another way, we will study also effective practice, which is acts carried out in class and with students in accordance with institutional injection and prescription. The second concept is socially acute question, which is a current coming from the lineage of Science, Technology, Society, which brought out science, technology, society, environment, and socio-scientific issues. A definition of socially acute question may be said like this: a question where values and interests clash, often politically sensitive, intellectually complex, and whose stakes are important for the present and the common future. Here are some examples of socially acute questions, like use of pesticides such as glyphosate, genetically modified organisms, pollution of ocean with sludge, health concerns related to manufactured foods. We are considering an explanatory sequential mixed method design with a sample on second cycle teacher from secondary and French-speaking schools in the Greater Montreal region. And in 3 phases, we will collect first and analyze quantitative data. In a second step, we will collect and analyze qualitative data to explain, complete, and deepen information. And in the third phase, we will cross quantitative and qualitative data for interpretation. Thank you for your attention. Here are the reference.